Welcome. Welcome to yet another golf show. Today we have a discussion or talk show on international golf, professional golf, and COVID-19, especially the effect of COVID-19 on professional golf. It's my pleasure to have few best of the business in the business and top Asian and European golfers like Mr. Anirban Lahiri. We have with us Mr. Anirban Lahiri is from India, but he's an European tour player. Next, we have Shubhankar Sharma, and we will have with us Mr. Siddikur Rahman, our local hero. He is having some interruption, so definitely he's going to join us within the show, within the time limit of the show. Okay, let me start with Anirban first, as he's our senior player. He has been in Asian Tour for a long time. Anirban and Shubhankar, how are you?
Very good.
We're doing good.
Thank you.
Okay, Anirban, to start with you, I had been looking at your career. You have been the phenomenon of Indian golf. You have owned 7 Asian Tour. You have owned 2 European Tour, and also have been playing in number of majors. That is the pride for any professional golfer to play in some major tournaments, major championships. So first of all, it's my pleasure to have you with us. Thank you very much for joining. So tell me something that how did you come to this position today, being from India and subcontinent? You have been a top professional golfer. How did you come up to this much?
I think it all started just, like anybody else. You start playing the game, you enjoy it. I was a young kid, and I was very fortunate because my father served in the army, much like Shubhankar's, and we got exposed to the game because of the Indian Army. So I grew up playing golf on the Army golf courses, and then I started playing some junior events. And then as I started getting a little better, I started working probably a little harder. Got a really good coach, Mr. Vijay Divecha, and then, slowly it progressed. And I was fortunate enough that I could play well enough to turn professional. Never anticipated that I would be playing professional golf when I was a child. Just something that I love to do. So I think it developed naturally, and I'm very lucky that, I get to do this. And after that, I think it was a lot of hard work, dedication, also making some good decisions and just trying to stay disciplined and focused on what I wanted to do.
Okay. Can I add some question to you? Like, you have been number 1 of Asian professional tour, Asian tour. And also you have been playing European tour. Now, where are you playing? Basically, you're playing European tour. You have the card for European.
No, I have been playing on the PGA Tour actually. Last 5 years, I've been in America.
Okay.
I am currently
You are
also
based
playing.
in USA now?
Yes, I'm based in the USA. I've been living in the USA also for 4 years.
Okay.
So I've been based there playing on the PGA Tour now for the last 5 seasons.
You are talking about US PGA?
That's right, on the US PGA Tour.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I played on the European Tour for a short while, played on the Asian Tour for a very long time. Played a lot of golf, in fact, with Siddiq.
Yeah.
And some golf with Shubhankar. And then I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity, and I took that opportunity to move to America. And I've been playing on the PGA Tour now for quite a few years, number of years.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Let us bring Mr. Sharma, Shubhankar Sharma, another young star of Indian golf and subcontinent professional golf. Shubhankar, now you're playing, I think, in European Tour. You have a card for European Tour now. Am I correct?
Yes, I've been playing on the European Tour. This is my 3rd season. It was supposed to be my 3rd season. Obviously now with the virus kicking in, nothing's happening. But my 3rd season in Europe, I turned pro when I was 60, and that was in 2013, and played on the PGTI for about 2-3 years. Then played on the Asian Tour for about 4 years, and then 2 years actively on the European Tour now.
So you started Asian Tour in 2013, am I correct?
No,
you came in Bangladesh.
I think I came to Bangladesh.
You came to Bangladesh playing Bosundara Open in 2017, if I'm correct, and then you played You went to win this. You topped. You had been within 10 in Maybank Championship in that year, and also UBS Hong Kong Open, and then you went to win this Joburg Open in 2017, and also
Exactly.
Maybank Open in 2018. After that, you entered to European Tour. So now you're playing in European Tour. So I want to know what COVID is doing for you guys. I mean, the European Tour players and also Asian Tour players, how you're affected by this COVID. I think, go ahead, please. Siddiq, yeah, let me welcome Siddiq in the screen. Siddiq, they have generally been just talking, so just stand by. We'll be discussing and then coming to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dada, কেমন আছেন?
খুব ভালো আছি সিদ্দিক, good to see you.
Yeah, I know. I can understand.
Sharmaji,
It's because of
Sharmaji,
Bengali,
how are you?
yeah. Anirban only, yeah.
All well. How are you?
Very good, very good. Thank you. Good to see you. Good to see you both.
Very good to see you.
Likewise, Siddiq.
Thank you very much. I've been talking to Shubhankar. If you can go ahead with your thought that you had been telling about, I asked you about COVID-19 and its effect.
Yeah, I just feel this whole situation has affected the whole world, and golf has been really affected by it. No tournaments happening, and especially for us professionals, this is very unusual because we are so used to traveling and always playing. I don't think even for Siddiq or Anirban, they would have spent this much time home in the past 10 years. We are always on the road. We are so used to being on the road. So this is very different. It's very unusual, but at the same time, the lockdown was a necessary step, and it had to be taken, and it was the right thing to do. I think whatever it is, we just have to accept it and wait for things to kind of settle down and then get back on board.
Okay. Okay. Now I should go to Siddikur as he joined later. Siddiq, you had been our pride. You had been local hero for Bangladesh for a long time. You had been Asian Tour. You are the very few consistent performer in Asian Tour. You own two. Siddiq, can you hear me? By the way, Siddikur, can you hear me? Siddikur, can you hear me, please? Siddiq, I think you cannot hear me.
I cannot hear anything.
Siddiq, can you check your audio again, please? We can hear you, but you cannot hear us probably. Siddiq, can you check your chatting message that you should check your audio? Okay, then we keep Siddiq standby. We go with Anirban again. Anirban, can you hear me? Anirban Lahiri, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Mr. Chaudhary.
Anirban, as I was talking, the effects of COVID-19 in professional golf. What do you think? What is happening? All over the world, golf is locked down. Shut. All the clubs are shut. So, how you're managing your golf? What's about your personal practice and fitness?
Actually, like you said, there's not much opportunity to actually play golf because the golf courses are also under lockdown most places. So I think most of the professional golfers, we are working on our fitness. We're trying to do our routines. We're trying to do some weights, do some cardio. Also, I've taken the opportunity to do other things such as yoga and meditation, things that have always helped me, and they always help any athlete, especially golf. Because you need a lot of support on the mental aspect as well. So that has been one of the main focus areas for me. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see when golf courses open up and when we can resume business as usual. At least in the sense that tournament golf will again start. The PGA Tour is obviously looking to do so. I think in the next 3 or 4 weeks they're going to be starting. So that's a good sign for golf globally. If they can actually start events and host them successfully without any new cases, without any incidents, then it will definitely encourage authorities all over the world, tours all over the world to kind of open up golf, because a lot of governments and a lot of authorities are being very cautious as they need to be, because this is not a easy situation to deal with. But I think it'll be interesting to see once the PGA Tour starts, if they can start hosting events. It's going to also show that it is possible, in this environment also, it is possible to play golf without necessarily making the situation worse. So I think, I'm very hopeful that it goes off very successfully, because it'll help golf reopen globally as well. Because I think that's what everybody wants. A time where you are locked away for so long, golf is a very good way to, come out and get rid of that stress and actually
Okay,
enjoy
here,
the.
here can I add you something like what is the advice you have for the Indian professional golfers, those who play in PGTI, and also for local Bangladeshi professional golfers, what they can do during this lockdown period to keep themselves fit?
Yeah, I think it's a very good time. Even if you don't have weights at home, even if you don't have, a lot of equipment, it's very easy to do a lot of body weight exercises. It's very easy if you have access and you can run, that's a very good way to do it. You can do a lot of cardio work. In fact, you don't even need a place to run. If you have 15 or 20 steps, like a staircase, even that is good enough to do your cardio work. It's very easy to get your body ready, because right now you can't swing a golf club, but I'm quite certain that you can get ready to swing a golf club when that opportunity arises. So I think it's very important for professionals to be ready when the time comes, so that they can become competitive again. So it's very easy. I think the main focus should be focusing on your body, focusing on your mind. It'd be a good time to get into some kind of a breathing practice, some kind of a meditation practice, some kind of a yoga practice as well, or just a good stretching practice also, because these things will support your game when you get the opportunity to start playing again.
Okay, Anirban, stand by, please. Let again try to bring Siddikur. Siddikur, can you hear me? Siddikur, can you hear us? Siddikur. Siddikur, can you hear us? Can you hear me, Siddikur? No audio.
I cannot hear anything.
Okay. Can you check your audio?
But I could hear Anirban voice and Sharma voice, but I couldn't hear you at all, Chaudhary sir.
Okay, go ahead. If you can tell something about this professional golf of Bangladesh and the effect of COVID.
I think we can repeat the question and he can answer
Okay,
that.
can you help me? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
He's basically asking, can you talk about the effect of COVID-19 on golf, and talk something about Bangladeshi golf, and just how to kind of stay fit and healthy during this time.
well, thank you, Sharma ji. Thank you, Chaudhary sir, and good to see you all, Anirban Dada. Thank you. After a long time, I saw you in the virtual media. Hope you all are fine. Okay, let me ask something first to Anirban Dada. Dada, how is your daughter?
Siddikur, your audio, we could not hear you basically. You have problem with the audio.
Anyway, come to the points.
Shubhankar, can you hear him?
I can
Yes,
hear him.
we
All
can
of
hear
us
him.
can hear him. I think
Okay, go ahead, Siddikur, go ahead then.
with your connect.
If other audience can hear you, it's okay.
Thank you. So, as you said, as Anirban Dada said, is the same thing, and the same thing I can say, but it's a learning, whatever the situation is going. Like as much as possible, we can learn, and we should utilize the time. Like we golfer, like any kind of profession, like nobody can get this kind of opportunity. So like we should utilize this time, like as a professional golfer, never, like I never heard that this kind of time, this amount of time we get before, and I don't know we will get in future also. So as Anirban Dada said that we should utilize this time. So during this time, actually I have been trying few things like yoga. I used to do yoga, meditation, breathing meditation, and also some freehand exercise, because we cannot go out. Like especially, I cannot go out because everywhere is closed. So I'm doing those kind of things like yoga, meditation, and freehand exercise, and of course. Mental exercise also. Like I have my coach, so I'm every week I have been talking with him. So we are planning for the upcoming, when the time will when we will come in a normal life. So this is what I have been doing nowadays, and I believe very soon we will be able to meet each other, be able to go our normal life, so that this kind of, during this time, whatever we are doing, it will help for our profession.
Okay, Siddikur, thank you. Stand by. We'll go back to Shubhankar now again. Shubhankar, can you hear me, please? Can you hear me, Shubhankar?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you.
So as we had been talking about COVID and its effect in India and also in Bangladesh, so can you tell me something? What's about European tour? Anirban talked about USPGA that is shut down and is likely to reopen. We heard about golf in Europe, like in England, in Germany, a lot of places golf is reopening. What's about your European tour? When it is going to reopen and what you are doing now?
Talking about the European tour, Europe obviously has been really badly affected by the whole situation, and till now it's just been a waiting game. We've been waiting to hear something positive. There have been talks of restarting the tour in July, but we will just have to wait and see if that happens. Maybe July, August, or September. That's what the tentative dates are, but nothing is for certain for now. We'll just have to wait and see. And on a personal front, I've been doing the same things that Anirban Bhaiya just said. It's for a professional golfer, or I would say for any sportsman, it's very important to stay physically and mentally fit. Physical front, I've been working out every day, doing my cardio sessions, doing my weight training sessions, flexibility, mobility sessions, to try and stay in shape. And I feel like this time of being in lockdown is like a blessing in disguise, because we have such high-paced lives that we don't really get time to kind of sit back and realize what needs to be done and what we've been doing.
So how many months you are off from the golf? Can you add how many months you are off from the golf?
It's been, it's almost been 2.5 months since I've been.
Okay. Now, can you tell us something about your rising? Like Anirban said, how did you come up to this stage? All of a sudden, we found you to be an European pro player in 2017 or 18, as I say earlier. So, how did you brought up yourself up to this stage? What should be the lesson for young golfer from India and from Bangladesh to follow you guys?
Well, my personal journey started in 2002. That's when I started playing golf, and it was actually because of Anirban Bhaiya's father. He's the one who suggested my dad to put me into golf, and I've been very lucky that I come from an army background, that I was exposed to the game of golf. No one in our family knew about golf, and my dad and I held a golf club in our hands on the very same day in 2002, and that's when I started playing. And I never looked back after that. Like most of the Indian kids, I used to play a lot of soccer and cricket. And when I made the switch to golf, it was like love at first sight. I just wanted to be on the golf course all day. So 2002 is when I started. I turned professional in 2013. I was just shy of my 17th birthday when I turned professional, and played on the PGTI for about 2-3 years. Then on the Asian tour, and then finally got my breakthrough win in Europe in 2017 in the Joburg Open. So it's been a long journey. It's been a very fruitful journey. I couldn't have asked for better.
Okay. Can you listen me? Like, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can hear you really well.
Okay. Just to add you that you had been in very good form in 2018. What's about 2019 and 2020? How many events you played in the European Tour? How it is going?
2020, I've played about 5 events in Europe. It hasn't been that good. It's not been a great start for me this year. 2019 was an up and down year, not as good as 2018, but it was still a decent year on the European Tour. I had a few good finishes towards the end and some big events. So it was a good year, and I learned a lot. Played a lot last year. Played some tournaments in America with Anirban as well. So all in all, it was a really good year.
Okay, stand by, please. I'll go to Anirban Lahiri again. Anirban, can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay, Anirban, what's the next? What's the major schedule? I mean, schedule for your major championship or USPGA in 2020?
Well, I think the schedule depends a lot on what the lockdown situation will be in India. I came to India to play the Indian Open. As you know, it got cancelled very last minute, the week before it was supposed to be held. And I have been in India since. I've been here in India during the lockdown. And now the lockdown has been extended till the end of May. So again, just like a lot of other golfers, just like Shubhankar, like Siddiq, I haven't hit a golf ball in a long time. I haven't played golf in a long time. The PGA Tour is starting in June, like I mentioned. But I think my focus, once the lockdown is over, is going to be on getting back into tournament shape in terms of my golf. Physically and mentally, I might be in good shape, but I also need to spend some time on my golf. So my plan is going to be basically to get my golf game back to a certain level because I don't want to rush back into competition. Everybody in America, most of my competitors, they have been playing golf because the golf courses were only shut down for a very, very short period of time. In fact, some places in America, golf courses were never shut down. So, there is a little bit of a disadvantage there for me. So I have to focus on my preparation. So right now, I'm going to, as soon as the lockdown is over and I'm able to play golf, I'm going to spend at least 2-3 weeks minimum on getting my golf back.
Can I add, Anirban, can I add, like in USPGA, we know they did not declare any next event, like their Masters is suspended maybe. So do you have any knowledge about what is the next event of USPGA?
They have actually made a lot of announcements. The PGA Tour will start second week of June. All 4 majors are going to try to be held in this year itself. The US Open is also going to be held a little bit later. I think the first major will be in August. The Masters is scheduled to be in November. So everybody is hoping to play all 4 majors this year. Whether it happens or not, we will see. I'm hoping it does happen. So there is a schedule out. Some of us players, we are aware of what the schedule is. But now the question of planning our schedule is also a very important part of it, because a lot of people, like I am outside of America, so I won't have access. And even people within America, a lot of people have to make a decision whether they want to travel during this period. A lot of people have to decide whether to take the risk of traveling or not, or also the procedure for travel, the procedure for playing is going to be very stringent. You have to wear masks, you have to take a lot of tests before every tournament. They're going to make it mandatory to take a COVID test. So a lot of these regulations are going to come in. A lot of changes will come to professional golf. So I think there will be a time period where all professional golfers will have to also adapt and get used to the new regulations. Even normal golfers, when the golf courses reopen, I'm quite sure there will be a lot of social distancing measures. There will be lots of, precautions and regulations that will need to be taken so that golf is not responsible for any further spread. So, these are the things that are going to change and alter how we play golf and how some of us plan our schedules and which tournaments we play and how much we play and how much we travel.
Okay, stand by, please. Siddikur, can you hear me? Can you hear me now, Siddikur? Can you hear me? I think you have some problem with your audio. Shubhankar, can you help me again? I want to know from Siddikur.
Mr. Chaudhary, I can ask him the question if you can ask.
Yeah, please help me, Anirban. I
Please.
want to know from him what is his next. Once golf is reopen, Asian Tour is reopened, what is his next schedule or how he's preparing himself, and what should be his advice for the Bangladeshi professionals to go about it?
Hi Siddiq, Mr. Chaudhary wants to know if you know what your schedule is going to be like, or when the agent or opens, what your plan is going to be, and also for the other professional golfers in Bangladesh as to how to prepare for whenever tournaments resume.
Well, let me tell you the first thing. My schedule, like in Asian Tour schedule, like so far, we have a schedule like in September 3 tournaments, 2 in Japan, 1 in Korea. So out of three, one might be cancelled. They informed us already. The Diamond Cup might be cancelled, and that's the schedule so far. The 2 tournaments in September. So without that, we don't have any upcoming schedule information. Yeah, a little bit disappointing. Like for Anirban Dada, you have at least schedule, but we don't have schedule, and also like
And
Europe, also like so far. I mean, yeah, everywhere is like almost similar, like very uncertain. And secondly, for Bangladesh, like Bangladesh tour it's like very small tour, but it's very unfortunate for our Bangladeshi professionals. Like I think this year we had a few professional tournaments, and we don't have any upcoming schedule. When the situation will come down, and then maybe our BPGA authority will try to make some organized tournament. So I think at least like for BPGA, like and our local, if after we open, like we should organize a few tournaments for local pros. That would be great for Bangladeshi players. And this is what information I have.
Okay, Siddikur, thank you very much. Can you hear me? I don't think so that you hear me. It seems like you're sitting in India, and other two my friends are sitting in Dhaka. Okay. Okay, Shubhankar, can I come back to you? Shubhankar, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So let me change your name because it's showing Siddikur's name. Okay. So Shubhankar, this is regarding your, I mean, as I asked already, that the PGTI players, what they're doing, I mean, they're also shut down. You had been a long-time PGTI players, and I saw you in number of tournaments, and you have been in Bangladesh also for Bosundara Open in first Asian Tour, where we missed the Anirban. He was supposed to come but did not come. However, so let me know from you that what PGTI players should do from here, not only for keeping them fit. What should be PGTA planning to help professional golfers, or how professional golfers can be assisted?
I think for now, uh, just as just as golfers, I think it's very important to stay fit. Like I spoke about, mentally and physically, just be ready for whenever the tour resumes. Obviously, there's no date for it. We don't really know when things are going to settle down and when most of the tours in the world are going to open. And the same goes for the PGTI. I feel like right now, I can't really think of something that can be done to make things different, because it's I think the problem is much bigger than just the game of golf and just starting tournaments right now. I feel like there are so many other things happening right now. People are struggling with a lot of other stuff, with basic amenities. There's just a lot of things that are wrong right now, and it just needs to settle down for anything to happen. I feel like uh, in order for the tournaments to start again, the travel industry has to open up, the hotel industry has to open up, golf courses have to start functioning properly. Everything, all of those things have to be in place for a golf tournament to happen. And till then, I just feel like the only advice that I can give most of the professionals in India is to stay optimistic. Just keep practicing whatever you can do. I mean, even if it's putting at home for about 2 3 hours, or meditating, or keeping fit, doing anything that will help your game whenever the things settle down and the tour resumes again.
Okay, Shubhankar, stand by, please. We will be going for the last time. For Anirban, can you hear me now?
yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay, and let me bring your name also, because it is Mr. Anirban Lahiri. Okay. Okay, Anirban, you had been top of Asian Tour. You had been top ranking player for a long time, and then you also you came within world ranking 50 in world ranking. I think nobody else from India did that before you, or I don't know, still now anyone is there who has come.
No, Jeev Milkha Singh was the first person to break into the top 50, and I think even till today he holds the record for the lowest ranking. I
Okay,
think Jeev's lowest ranking was 29. I think mine was 33. But yes,
okay.
apart from, I think other than the two of us so far, hopefully that changes. But so far, only two people have broken the top 50.
Okay, so are you scheduled to participate? As I asked next US Open, do you have the qualifications there?
No, as of now, I'm not eligible for any of the majors at the moment.
Okay,
But again, we are in a very strange, unique situation because a lot of these criteria and a lot of the eligibility is based around your performance.
okay,
But now, between now and between when the majors are going to be played, there's going to be hardly any tournaments, to be honest. Because European tour, like you heard, is shut. Asian tour, you heard, is shut. Japan, Korea, all the
yeah,
other tours, including South Africa, there is no golf.
okay,
So I think right now the main focus for all of us is to make sure that we have to come out of this situation strong and healthy and be able to be competitive. And like Shubhankar said very correctly, right now the problem is bigger than just golf. So I think the focus right now is to survive this difficult time for not just golfers but for everyone. And once the opportunities start presenting itself, we can build ourselves back up, and hopefully, I will be in a position to play all four majors year in year out soon.
okay. Okay, Anirban, thank you. Now, something about Indian golf. We find Indian PGTA, professional golfers, just kept on coming, one after another, taking Asian Tour, taking PGTA, starting from PGTA, taking Asian Tour, then going to European Tour. Like a lot of young players, I can remember from military background, from other backgrounds too. Why it is happening? What India does extra to other countries like Bangladesh that they kept on getting good professional golfers?
I think the advantage that India probably has over Bangladesh is the fact that there are more golf courses. There's a lot of golf courses compared to Bangladesh. We have a lot more golf courses. Also, I think, like you mentioned about the army and the military, I think a large number of the PGTI professionals all come from an army background because of the access, because of the availability of or the opportunity to play golf is there. I think the biggest problems in some of the developing countries and in smaller golfing countries such as Bangladesh is that you don't have access. A lot of people cannot play. There's not a lot of equipment. There's not a lot of infrastructure. There's not a lot of coaching. So there it might be the situation that in Bangladesh you might have a lot of talent, but a lot of those talented players are not getting an opportunity to play. And even if they are getting an opportunity to play, they may not have the right kind of guidance. They may not have the right kind of equipment. They may not have the right kind of exposure. So those are the things that that separate development of golf. Now you may say that India is really growing and it's done a lot of has produced a lot of good golfers compared to Bangladesh. But again, if you compare India to something a slightly larger nation, we are lagging far behind. And you can compare that nation to the UK, they are lagging behind. You compare that to America, they are lagging behind. It's very relative because at the end of the day, what is the difference between all these different countries? It's how the sport has matured, how many public golf courses there are, for instance, because that makes a big difference on cheap access or easy access. Because you don't know where the next Siddikur Rahman is going to come from. He might be somebody who has never touched a golf club, might be somebody who has no idea what golf is. And a lot of the talent in India is also like that. Some of the people who are now coming up are people who didn't have exposure, but the moment they got introduced, they fell in love with the game or their talent came forward. And then from there, you can produce more players. So I think most important is to have more courses or to make it available. Whatever facilities you have to, encourage junior golf. You have to encourage golf at the grassroots, at a school level. and then you will find talent, because
Okay,
otherwise,
can I add
whenever
here
somebody
only one? I got your point. Excellent point that you have been telling. Excellent some thoughts on golf. I mean, especially country like Bangladesh. Now, can you add me like about your personal golf? I knew that you had a fantastic mental coach from India. He traveled to Bangladesh also. So can I know his name? Can you tell me? You have a good mental coach from India, psychological psychologist.
Actually, I don't actually have a mental coach. I haven't worked with a mental coach now for about 6 or 7 years. I did work before that with a gentleman, but I have not been working with anybody for last 6 7 years. I rely primarily on my meditation for my mental preparation. But yes,
Basically, I
I
wanted to
do.
know. Basically, I wanted to know that what's about the mental part of the game. I mean, what a junior player should follow or develop mental qualities. What mental qualities the junior player requires to become a professional like you?
I think the most important thing that a junior golfer needs to do is to enjoy golf. The problem I feel sometimes is that for a child, for a young person who's maybe 12, 13, 14, whatever many years old, if there is too much pressure or there is too much, shall I say, more importance than is required is given, then the person stops having fun. If you don't enjoy playing golf, then it becomes very, very difficult to continue to play the game, because what we do is very difficult. To do it over a long period of time, you need to be very clear in what you want to do, but you also need to enjoy what you do. And aspect for junior golfers is that
Okay, stand by, please. Stand by. Let me bring Siddikur for the last time, and then I'll
enjoyment
come
has
back
to
to
be a
you and
major part
Shubhankar
of
again.
playing golf. If you don't enjoy playing golf, you will not be good at playing golf. I think whether it is Siddikur, Shubhankar, myself, or any other professional golfer, please.
Okay, just stand by, please. Let me bring Siddikur. Shubhankar, can you help me to bring
I'll help
Siddikur?
you. Yeah, go ahead.
Siddikur, can you hear us now? No?
I don't think he can, but I'll help you
Okay.
with the question. Yeah.
Okay, Siddikur, for the last time, your thought on your, I mean, career development and also what you said about BPJ. Yeah, I am also a member of that. But then, what do you think that professional golf, how the investors or business people, business industry in Bangladesh, they should come and invest in more in professional golf. Why? Why they should come forward after such disaster like COVID? How professional golf can move forward?
Siddiqda, Mr. Chaudhary wants to know your journey as a professional golfer, how you have progressed, and he also wants to know about the BPG and how Bangladeshi professional golf will develop after the COVID-19, and if people will come forward to support, and investors and business people will come and put in money to uh, grow the game.
Well, thank you. So far, my journey was excellent, but I try to um, I try to upgrade myself to go Europe tour, Japan tour, but unfortunately I couldn't enter that tour. But on top of that, I've been learning a lot. I've been learning a lot, definitely, and still I have ambition that I will go I will go one day like European tour, Japan tour, and as well as US PGA tour. So all those things I have in my mind, and I have been preparing myself accordingly, and hope for the best. I think that's the way. That's the way. And secondly, so far, I'm happy. Whatever I have been doing, I don't have any lackings. Need to do something else. I've been doing all those things which is required for the top athletes. So I cannot complain myself. So I'm happy whatever I have been doing. Um, and secondly, like BPGA, for BPGA, like if I say like about the tournament, yeah, definitely, we are very high population country, and we every country has affected, and as well as Bangladesh also. So now it depends, our sponsors, like upcoming tournaments, like for me, like it will be a little bit difficult to get a sponsor to organize the tournament, and I think that will be very challenging. But I believe those who used to sponsoring last couple of years, I think they will not say they will not discontinue. I hope they will continue their tournaments. So the companies sponsoring last couple of years. So I think at the moment we just need at least the remain schedule, so that if we don't if we don't lose any tournament, I think at the moment, like after, I mean, next 1 or 2 years, if we can continue all those tournaments, I think it will be very good for BPGA, because we cannot expect more, because we have to know the situation, because as we know, all over the world the situation is not so good, so we cannot expect more. So whatever, I would say, like whatever the number tournament was going on, if we can remain same, that would be great for all tour.
Okay, thank you very much, Siddikur, for your wonderful thoughts. Let me come back to Shubhankar again. Shubhankar, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, Shubhankar, so last question for you. Same question, like PGTI and Indian golf. What then they can expect that after this crisis, after this COVID, why investors or businessmen should come forward to rescue professional golf in India or in Bangladesh? Why should they come?
I think they will definitely come. Obviously, it won't happen uh, right after things settle down. I don't think it'll happen this year. We probably won't have as many tournaments as we've had in the previous years, but things will settle down. And golf is a popular sport in India. It's an Olympic sport. I definitely feel that it will still continue. We will still have tournaments in the future. We will still get back to where it was last year, or even get better in the future. And talking about investment, I feel like it's just the whole economy is going down right now, so golf will take a big hit as well, and PGT will definitely take a hit, but it can't really help the situation right now. We'll just have to wait and see. And I'm pretty sure that sponsors will come in, and uh, you know,
Thank you very much. Your wonderful thoughts. Anirban, can you hear me? So I come to you for the last time. Can you hear me, Anirban Lahiri?
Yes, yes, I can hear
Okay.
you, sir.
Okay. Last time, what is your thought on this? After this COVID, how you want to see professional golf in India, in Bangladesh, or European Tour, or PGT? I mean, PGA. What is your thought? How should it come back?
Well, I think it's going to be a difficult thing for any sport or any business. I think if you look at how the world is right now, everybody is struggling. Not just sport, all businesses, all factories, manufacturing, even people who have regular salaried jobs. So, the whole world is going through a tough situation. Economically, it's not a very good situation. So it's going to be, something that the world needs to recover from, not just golf, but everybody needs to recover from this situation. So it has to be, an effort where a lot of different parties have to try and come together and raise each other up. One really good thing about golf, about sport, is that, in a time like this when people are feeling down, watching sport, I think, is one of the most important aspects of, feeling normal and feeling good. I think a lot of people watch sports because it brings joy to their life. It makes them feel better about themselves. And I think that's the greatest value that we can bring with what we do. We are professional golfers, but we are also athletes. We are also entertainers. So we have to give that value back to the sponsors, that saying, look, if you put money into golf, not only are, you providing a certain opportunity to the golfers, but you're also being a part of a very important process that is required right now to lift everybody up. just purely talking from a business standpoint, it's going to be a very difficult situation for a lot of businesses as well. So understanding that, we also have to understand what our responsibilities are and how we can be a part of the solution, especially in the smaller markets such as PGTI and the Bangladesh professional tour. It's going to be very important to be able to give value back, spend time with the sponsors, get into other activities, maybe even have some of the players go out and do some local charity with where the tournament is, and use the company that is sponsoring it and kind of give them value that, okay, this company sponsors. You go out into an area that has been affected by COVID, and you give out certain relief packages. Let the company's branding, let the company's logo be on it. You have to be creative. You have to understand what the current situation is, and you have to understand how best can you create value in the current situation, because it's a difficult situation for everyone. So that is where people are going to have to be creative. They have to think outside the box, and they have to use the power of sport. Sport has a very big power, and that power needs to be utilized in the correct way. And obviously, as people start recovering, as things improve, that needs to be leveraged, that needs to be used correctly, and that will also do a lot of good for the golfers and for us, because we will also feel better by doing some of those activities.
Okay, last tip. What is your tips for our young professional from Bangladesh to keep them
My
going?
my tip would be that there is no one tip to actually become successful. If we could get successful just by listening to tips, everybody would be successful. The truth is that you have to work hard. The truth is that you have to have a lot of self belief, a lot of self confidence, and you have to believe in your ability. At the end of the day, the only difference between somebody who has the potential to do really well and the person who does well is that person is able to act on this self belief. So you have to build that. You have to be patient, and keep working. Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful say. Siddikur, can you hear me now? I have put audio in my ear. Can you hear me? I think Shubhankar, if you help me again, Siddikur, your last advice for the young golfers, how to come out of this COVID.
Siddikur, you can hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Chaudhary just wants to know your tip to the professional golfers and young budding golfers to come out of this situation right now.
Well, Anirban Dada said well. You have to faith on yourself, and those whoever it's not only golf. We different people, different professions. So we have to believe ourselves in order for our success. If there is some dream, if everyone has an individual dream, so you have to stick with the dream till you have to stick with the trail. You have to trust yourself. You have to believe yourself. Then until you get, you have to keep doing. So there is nothing impossible. Everything is possible if you have faith and belief. That's
Oh, great, wonderful, wonderfully said. Now, Shubhankar, yourself, what is the last word for the professional golf of India and Bangladesh?
Just pretty much on the same lines as what Siddikur and Anirban said. Just stay strong, be optimistic, be positive about the future, and the whole world will recover, and so will we. We'll get back to better days, the way we used to be playing golf in tournaments worldwide, getting back on the golf course and enjoying the ground of golf with our friends. Everything is going to be back to the same. It's just a time where we have to persevere and look towards the future and look towards a brighter future.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Really, thank you. And I am obliged to see you all together for this occasion. Hopefully, we'll meet again in some occasion in future. So thank you very much for this wonderful gesture that you have shown today. I think only one left us. So thank you very much. I have to finish this.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Siddikur. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Anirban